Hi, I'm Dr. Johnny. Thanks for joining me today. I'm talking about the PDO scam. Okay, so sometimes here you'll see comments below. People are talking about the results. The majority of the people like them, but some people feel like they were scammed. Or you see people comment in different forums and say, I had that thread lift and it didn't work. It lasted a week or a month or 2 months and I feel like I was ripped off. So I wanted to address that and talk about what is this scam. Join this YouTube channel here, subscribe, click the subscribe button. Along with that, there's a bell. Click the bell so that you'll be reminded of all the new videos that I post here. Let me set it up for you. So you might get a phone call to a med spa or a doctor's office, or someone calls up, or they get an online consult and they say, how much is the thread lift? I want a thread lift. And I did a video on how much does it cost. Just to iterate the point, how can we possibly say how much does it cost? I'm going to show you 3 faces today and you tell me what is a thread lift for them and how much does it cost. But the clinic then might tell them, well, our thread lift, it's priced at $25.99 and we have a special for $19.99. We'll do it for you this Tuesday. Come on in for your thread lift. What does that mean? How can that be? Let's look at face A. Let's say the person calling up is this person. What are we going to do for the thread lift for this person? If we look at the patient 2, this person is calling up and saying, I want the thread lift. Now, what does it mean for this patient? And finally, let's look at patient number 3. This person is the person on the other end of the phone and wants the thread lift. What does it mean for that patient? But yes, it's $19.99. So I think you get the point. There really is no price, and that's why I was saying in my prior video on pricing, there is no price, because how would you price patient 1, 2, and 3 for a thread lift? And what really is that? The scam in all of this is that the consult is number 1. So you have to see a patient prior to being able to say, first of all, you're a candidate for this. And second of all, how many threads, how many sessions would that person need? Third, that you cannot tell until you see them and assess the skin, do they even qualify for a thread lift? Chances are the patient might need a facelift. And I can tell you statistically, I would say 70% of the patients that call my clinic and say, I want a thread lift. I know I have to wait a few months for the consult, but I want to pay, I want to get in queue for the thread lift. When they get in and I see them, 70% of the time they're going to need something very different than a thread lift. Chances are they haven't kept up on their basic skincare. There's too much loose skin to even do this, or we need to make the skin better before doing it, and they need neuromodulators, PlasmaSculpt, Sculptra, facial fillers, pulsed radio frequency, VFR, fractionated radio frequency to help tighten the skin, give them glow, and prepare for the icing on the cake, or those barbed threads. In the patient's mind, they really believe that a thread lift is what they need done. You can see here from this video of doing the procedure on a patient, yes, we're doing the thread lift, we're using our vectors, we're using molded threads in this case, which are wonderful. But you can see after the thread lift, we knew we were going to have to do more. We were going to have to fill along the jawline. We use radio frequency to tighten, help shrink some fat cells. We started in this case with threads at the patient's request, but we then did ancillary treatments to get the patient up to speed and really shape that jawline and improve it. So that's the whole scam with the procedure, is you need to make sure you're proper for the procedure. Most people don't qualify for it that call in, and they will get threads, and they will get barbed threads and thread lifting threads after smooths, after improving the skin, after other services that prep the skin for the thread lift. So the thread lift, if you want to call it that, works extremely well. It's a tool, in the toolbox that works with everything else. But there's no magical treatment, no magical wand that we can, for $19.99, rejuvenate a face. Even at the age of 40, most people are in the range of $3,000 to $5,000 to get the skin to where they should be, because that's 40 years of aging, sun, pollutants, not taking care of skin. Now, if someone's taken care of skin and done all the right things, or they're more towards the skin type 4, 5, 6, darker skin types, they might be able to go to a thread lift right away. So don't be scammed by a thread lift. It's not a facelift. You need a consult, determine what's right for you, and just even using the correct type of threads. No one can say, if it didn't work for them, no one can say, how many threads did you have? What type of threads were they? Where were they placed? What were the vectors? No one can really answer why there was a failure until they know the whole story. And it's probably the only one that knows is your provider. So the follow-up consult is absolutely key. Don't get scammed by the thread lift. Now make sure to subscribe to this channel. Click the subscribe button. You can keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.